Well, I am absolutely terrible with having extra mics that hook up to your camera, and when they're hooked up, they work fine if you turn them on. I didn't do that. So, quick recap. Got the garage kind of rearranged. The FXR's over in the corner. I gotta do the carb and cables. I gotta figure out what I gotta order and take some measurements on that one. But the Falcon is back home. So I was up in my buddy's shop this morning. He decided to open up on a Saturday, give me a hand going through all of this. We got brand new control arms and ball joints in here. You're not gonna be able to see anything, but brand new control arms. We put the stab links in both sides on the control arms, and then the frame rust. Rewelded all of that. I think Dottie stopped by and saved me because my front right tire was about to explode. It was separating like crazy at the treads. So these are the stock rears that came on the car. It's a 4-bolt still. Put a 9-inch in here a while back and ran these Kragers that I got from a buddy of mine with the Goodyear NT N50s or whatever. Way too big of a tire, way outdated, way not safe for the road, but that's what we got. So those are staying on there. And then when I swapped out the rear that I knew I had, these are substantially bigger. I don't remember what size they are exactly. What do we got here? 245 60 14. Here's the stock one. We are at a 205 70 14. So 245 versus 205. Bigger tire. Idler arm is fixed. Control arm lowers are in with new ball joints. Steers way better, but now it's got to pull to the left, and I think the pull to the left is because I'm running mismatched tires. So this is going to go on there. Get you guys set up. We'll just swap out a wheel and tire real quick. Should not take that long, but slowly getting there. And then I still got to finish up the AOD that I'm afraid to start drilling holes in the valve body. That's why that's kind of been on pause. Everything's cleaned up, degreased, ready to go, but needs to get done because we have go fast parts to put in here when we yank out the entire motor and trans. So when I swap this over, rip this around real quick, make sure it's still steering straight. Hopefully it is just a tire issue. And then early next week, I think I'm gonna yank the motor and trans out of this to do the rest. All right, this is about as sketchy as it gets. We're on a hill. Car is jacked up on the frame that's rusted out, so should be okay, maybe. Alrighty, so here's the stock tire. It's pretty small. It looked cool with that setup we had. Here's the new one. Make sure you take the time, and this one's actually nice. It's still got some paint on here, but make sure you take the time and clean up the stuff you're putting on your hot rod. Months and months and months of leaves and crap that have just been sitting on here. Oh well, I don't really care. It holds there. These tires are also probably about 25 years old, super sketchy. And do not recommend doing it this way, but I haven't figured out what I want to put on here yet. So we'll have to order up some tires at some point. It definitely needs rears, but I'm having a hard time on the sizing for that. So until then, this is what we get. Crappy old 70s tires that I literally only planned on having on here for moving it around the driveway. Now that we're kind of getting into it, we'll get some new ones that'll actually work, that won't explode. A little while back, Dottie was driving the van, and we had some used wheels and tires on there. BF Goodrich. Old BF Goodrich tires that had decent tread on them, but she was driving that one back, and the back one blew up. Exploded. Took out the whole rear fender on the van and all this other crap. You would think that would be the lesson you learned from running old crappy tires that should be replaced and fixed. Most people would learn from that. Not so much me. So I'm gonna wrestle this on. It's a slotted mag, so got the fancy mag wheel bolts. I gotta wrestle this and balance the tire up so I can get these started. Then we'll rip these down. That's pretty much it. I'm not gonna keep this on because it's not that fascinating to watch somebody put a tire on. Well, this was supposed to be quick and easy. These are aluminum mags. The non-universal kind. And they are pretty tight going in, so not quite as planned. I got 2 in. That one's fine. Got 1 hole on here. It's a little on the tight side. I don't know if it's the lugs that are just corroded and old or what. This lug does not want to go in, so we're coercing it with your closest possible hammer tool. So we got 3 out of 4. Once I get it past there, it's fine. But now we get to play the line it all up game with the lugs kind of set in the bore for the wheels. Like that. And now we should be okay. If I can get the top one started, maybe this will work a little bit better. This is the price you pay to look cool, I guess. Already envisioning this in the comments, probably gonna get yelled at for doing all of this the wrong way, but it is what it is. I just need this thing on. I don't care about the aesthetics. I just want a wheel that works. On a unilug, so we got unilugs on the van too. These are straight bored for this bolt pattern. Unilugs, usually I'll get one started, rotate it, and then kind of snug up the rest of them. On these, I don't really know what's going on here or why this is such a tight fit in the bore. But we'll keep messing with this, we'll be back. 3 of 4 are good. This nut is not in the best of shape. So let me try and clean this up just a little bit. Maybe I'm gonna have to pound this one in here and coerce it. This is not the right way to do this. Not pretty, super crude. One of those, the last couple, 3 or 4 threads were kind of messed up, so pounding it in, fine. All these studs are gonna get replaced. I'm gonna need longer ones for the track. So now we got a set of Cobras. Old school, I don't know how old these are. Doesn't really matter, but much beefier than the current ones that were on there. And way deeper treads. Not that they're good tires by any means, but they look good-ish. This one's definitely gonna need some air. So I'll grab the air hose, fill this up, and then we'll go for a quick little rip around the neighborhood. Okay, drop this thing back down to ground level. Oh yeah, we need some air. Jack this up a little bit, take some of the pressure off. I'm gonna grab the air hose. I might even check the actual pressure with the gauge, because we're fancy here on this channel. 22. We want more than that. All right, fresh air and some 70s era tires. 40 pounds. It's probably a little high, but I'm guessing this probably leaks, so we're gonna call that good. We'll jump in, go for a quick little rip around the neighborhood. The goal for the weekend was to get this AOD trans back together with the shift kit in there, but control arms take precedence, and I got slammed with a bunch of work stuff on Friday. Friday's supposed to be my day off. Didn't end up working out that way. That's how it goes when you own your own shop. But we got the van back, Falcon's done, new tires on, so we're gonna take that for a quick little hot lap around the neighborhood. And then, at some point tonight, I did manage to clean up the garage enough and clear off the bench. So, not in too bad a shape. I just gotta figure out where to drill all of my holes based on this fancy book of directions. Genuinely been putting this off because this terrifies me. I gotta drill holes in a transmission and hope that it all goes back together proper, but Directions actually seem pretty good on this kit. It's fully adjustable, so I can change the shift points rather. And then here's kind of what we're dealing with here. Valve body, all cleaned up. I gotta drill some holes in that spacer plate and bridge it with a hose that I think is in the kit. I haven't given that a full once over. And then this is the shift linkage arm that will go in here and replace the stock one. It's nice because this is adjustable and clockable. So there's a bunch of different holes on here. So once this new shaft goes in, we can kind of clock this actual mount as needed. And then I got to rig up the shifter to work on here as well, because I am not getting first gear on that. I can only click it down into second. If I leave it in OD, the overdrive on the trans that's in the car is shot. Hopefully this one's good. If not, there's another one that just popped up on Facebook Marketplace for super cheap right down the road, supposedly out of a good running car. So ideally, I'll probably postpone this till tomorrow morning. It's Sunday, so I'll come out here early before it gets too hot, start drilling some holes when I haven't been drinking any beers, because that seems important to me. But let's jump in the Falcon and go for a quick little ride. I'm gonna see if I can talk Dottie into coming along. Okay, we're going solo because Dottie doesn't want to come. So go grip a quick little rip around the block, see what we're working with here. Yeah, that should kind of work. He'll fall over in a second, but that's fine. That middle, it's warm, but it's not warm. Steer's kind of way better. The steering wheel's super cocked and crooked. So that's straight, but not straight. Just a short little cruise around the neighborhood. I'm not trying to go too far today. It was pulling to the left earlier with that smaller tire on the driver's side. I think that's good now. Still has a slight little pull, but I think that's alignment fixable if they're gonna work on it. We'll see. My welds are crap. I used a little 130 welder, which is not enough heat for how thick of a plate I had on there going into the frame. But we did a couple burn-in passes. I think we should be all right. In all honesty, a little bit of wobble I don't mind, but I'd be comfortable running this down the track. That's really all we're going for. If it steers good enough to go down the track, we are golden. But she's running good. Good oil pressure, good vacuum, signal, until we back this into the driveway and yank the motor out next week. So that's gonna be one of the next videos. How to pull a motor on a 70 Falcon, divorce the trans, and then we'll do some go fast stuff. Trick flow heads, and then the valve train things that we gotta set up. So lots coming your way. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all those other fun things. I'm gonna have a beer and relax. It is 4th of July weekend after all. Catch you on the next one.